It was a massive, round dome. He walked around it and touched it, soft and slippery, with no way to enter. As he circled it, searching for a way in, the sky suddenly darkened. The sun disappeared. He looked up, thinking a cloud had passed overhead, but no. A colossal bird was flying above, so large it blocked out the sun. Studio microphone. The second voyage of Sinbad the Sailor. Greetings to all lovers of the tales from 1001 Nights. If you enjoyed Sinbad's first journey, now it's time to join us for his second adventure. After returning from his first voyage, Sinbad lived in comfort and prosperity. But before long, the desire to travel once again stirred within him, the longing to explore new cities and distant islands. He packed his belongings, gathered valuable goods, and made his way to the shore. There, he spotted a grand ship with silk sails, brave men, and fine weapons. Without hesitation, he rented a space aboard and joined a group of merchants. That very day, their journey began. The wind blew favorably, and the ship sailed from sea to sea, island to island. At each port, merchants and nobles came to trade, and business flourished. One day, the ship reached a large island, lush with trees, vibrant flowers, sweet fruits, melodious birds, and flowing springs. Yet, no homes or signs of human life could be seen. The captain anchored the ship, and the merchants disembarked to explore. Sinbad joined them. He sat beside a clear spring, ate some food he had brought, and a fragrant breeze swept over him. Its sweet scent lulled him into a peaceful sleep. But when he awoke, no one was there. No humans, no jinn. The ship had departed, and the crew had forgotten him. Sinbad was devastated. Alone on the island, with no food or possessions, he lost hope. No one will come looking for me, he thought. This is the end. He wept bitterly, regretting leaving behind the comfort of Baghdad for this journey. In Baghdad, he had lacked nothing. He recalled the hardships of his first voyage and was overcome with grief. Like a madman, he wandered aimlessly. Eventually, he climbed a tall tree to look around. But all he saw was water, sky, and trees. Then, something caught his eye, a large white object among the trees. He climbed down and approached it. It was a massive, round dome. He walked around it and touched it, soft and slippery, with no way to enter. As he circled it, searching for a way in, the sky suddenly darkened. The sun disappeared. He looked up, thinking a cloud had passed overhead, but no. A colossal bird was flying above, so large it blocked out the sun. Sinbad was astonished. He remembered tales from travelers about a legendary bird called the roc, which feeds its chicks with elephant meat. And in that moment, he realized, the giant white dome was none other than the egg of that mythical bird. As I gazed at the great bird, it descended from the sky and settled atop its egg. At that very moment, an idea struck me. I untied the turban from my head, braided it into a rope, and fastened one end to the bird's leg and the other around my waist. I thought to myself, perhaps this bird will fly to a city or a populated land, and I'll be saved from this forsaken place. When the sun rose, the bird let out a mighty cry, lifted off its egg, and soared into the sky. And with it, I too was lifted into the heavens. Eventually, the bird reached a high place and descended. As soon as I touched the ground, I rushed to untie myself from its leg, terrified that it might notice me. Thankfully, it neither saw nor sensed me. I stepped aside and watched as the bird seized something in its talons and took flight once more. Looking closely, I saw it had grasped a massive serpent, so large it stunned me, and was flying toward the sea. I wandered a bit, surveying the area, and realized I was in a vast desert. Beside it stood a towering mountain, so steep and mighty that no one could possibly climb it. Regret washed over me again. I scolded myself. Why did I leave that island for this barren wasteland? At least there, I had food. But here, there's nothing. Oh God, I hadn't escaped one misfortune before falling into another. Still, I gathered my courage and began walking through the desert. As I looked down at the ground, I noticed something astonishing. The earth was made of diamonds. But the desert was also home to enormous serpents and vipers, capable of swallowing an entire elephant whole. These creatures, however, feared the rock. During the day, they hid, and only emerged at night. For the rock would swoop down, tear them apart, and feed them to its young. So I remained in that desert, full of regret. I thought, what have I done? I rushed toward my own destruction. With my own hands, I've delivered myself to death. I wandered, searching for shelter, terrified that the serpents might spot me. My fear was so intense, I forgot hunger and thirst altogether. Eventually, I came upon a cave. I found a small opening and crawled inside. There was a large stone at the entrance. I moved it and sealed myself in, relieved to have found a place to hide from the monstrous snakes. But when I turned to look deeper into the cave, my blood ran cold. A giant serpent lay inside, coiled atop its eggs. My body trembled with fear, but I surrendered myself to fate. At dawn, I pushed the stone aside and fled the cave. As I wandered the desert, weak from exhaustion and hunger, my eyes fell upon a carcass. And suddenly, I remembered a tale the merchants had once told me. They spoke of a place called the Mountain of Diamonds, which no one could enter. So, to collect the diamonds scattered across the desert, the merchants devised a clever trick. They would slaughter a sheep, skin it, and cut the meat into pieces. Then, from atop the mountain, they would toss the carcass down into the desert. The diamonds would stick to the flesh. Soon, giant birds, like vultures, would swoop down, seize the carcass in their talons, and fly back to the mountain. The merchants would then make loud noises to scare the birds away. Fearing for their lives, the birds would drop the carcass onto the mountain and flee. The merchants would rush to the remains, collect the diamonds, clean them, and take them back to their cities to sell, earning great wealth from this daring trade. When all those memories came rushing back, a new idea sparked in my mind. I gathered as many diamonds as I could from the desert and stuffed them into my pockets, sleeves, and the folds of my clothes. Then, once again, I tied myself to the carcass using my turban and hid inside, waiting. After a while, a great bird appeared, seized the carcass in its talons, and soared toward the mountain peak. When it reached the summit, a merchant standing atop the mountain began shouting loudly to frighten the bird. Startled, the vulture released its grip, and the carcass fell to the ground. As soon as it landed, I crawled out from within, dirty, bloodied, and disheveled. The merchant who had scared off the bird was startled at the sight of me and ignored me entirely, rushing instead to the carcass. He searched it thoroughly, turning it over in frustration, hoping to find diamonds. But when he found none, he sighed bitterly, lamenting his misfortune. At that moment, I stepped forward. He looked at me and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" I reassured him, "Don't be afraid. I'm human, a merchant like yourself. I've lived through strange and wondrous tales. And as for diamonds, worry not. I've collected many, far better than those that stick to carcasses." The merchant calmed down and began speaking with me. I shared the story of my journey, the hardships I had endured, and even gave him a generous portion of the diamonds I had gathered. He was overjoyed and offered prayers for my well-being. He said, "God has granted you a second life. No one escapes this place alive." Then he led me to a safe shelter, where we spent the night in peace. I was deeply relieved to have escaped the desert and its monstrous serpents. At dawn, we set off together and reached an island filled with strange and wondrous creatures. I saw a buffalo unlike any I'd ever seen before, and many other bizarre beings. There, I traded some of the diamonds I had collected with other merchants and regained my wealth. With the dinars and dirhams I earned, I traveled from city to city, village to village, trading and rebuilding my fortune. Eventually, I returned to my homeland, Baghdad. When Sinbad the sailor finished recounting the tale of his second voyage, he and his friends sat down to enjoy their supper. Once again, Sinbad the sailor gifted 500 gold coins to Sinbad the porter. The porter accepted the gift and spent the night in joy and celebration. The next morning, as invited, Sinbad the porter returned to the house of Sinbad the sailor. They sat together, waiting for their friends to arrive. This time, Sinbad the sailor was ready to share the tale of his third voyage. So, dear friends, how did you enjoy the story? These tales I share with you are drawn from the abridged and refined edition of the Selected Legends of 1001 Nights, as retold by Mr. Muhammad Shebzanadar. I hope I've been a worthy narrator and conveyed the story as it deserves to be told. If you have thoughts, suggestions, or critiques, I'd be grateful if you shared them in the comments. Thank you, and until tomorrow, when I'll bring you the tale of Sinbad's third voyage, take care of yourselves and stay well.